I am not, sir.
No, you're not.
Do you want to say that to the camera? Hundreds and hundreds of people watching you?
Me right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no.
No, go ahead. You just called me a man. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Yeah, you're a coward. Come on over. Say what you got to say to me. Oh, you don't want to call me a man to my face? Come on over. What do you got to say? What do you got to say about transgender people?
I didn't know you were trans.
Yeah, go ahead.
You didn't know you was trans.
Go ahead.
I did not know this man was trans. Wait, what do you go by? What do you go by?
Does it matter?
It does, because I'm asking you.
Say what you got to say. There's a lot of people watching you.
The real question is, it doesn't matter if you're transgender or not. Are you with the people that march and be like, we're coming for your kids? That's where it's bad. That's when it gets bad. Oh, niggas need to stay up.
What's your name?
Me? I'm K.
K?
K.
K-A-Y?
K-A-Y.
Okay, and what's your name?
I don't have to give you any of mine.
You certainly don't. What's your
My
name?
name's JJ, and it's y'all thing a cult. It's like LGBTTL a cult or something.
Can I ask why you didn't step in? While you were standing and watching? They called me a pedophile. They were verbally harassing me.
I didn't hear him call you that. I didn't know. I honestly had no idea what conversation you were having.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to react to this viral video of a trans activist who basically goes to restaurants sampling different dishes. But this person also seems to be on a mission to call out the epidemic that is misgendering, to call out the violence that is misgendering. And this person seems to want to name and shame people who have the nerve to use the pronouns he, him, or to use the word sir. Absolutely shocking that people would look at this person and the word sir would come to mind. These are the times we're living in, and this activist seeks to change that. This activist seeks to hold people accountable for daring to use the word sir. So you saw there, dealing with these teenagers, asking the manager of the restaurant or member of staff, are you going to deal with this? Are you just going to not intervene? Because apparently restaurant staff need to intervene when this sort of thing happens. Those teenagers simply asked a question. Are you with the group of people who says we're coming for your kids? Remember that song, that choir? Saying in no uncertain terms that they're coming for your kids. It's interesting that the radical leftists all of a sudden seem to be for freedom of speech in light of what's going on in the world at the moment, in light of recent events. If you take a particular side, if you seem to sympathize with terrorists, that's okay because you're exercising your freedom of speech. But when it comes to calling a male sir or saying he, him, that's unacceptable. That's violence. That is egregious. Now, this person has shared videos pre-transition and post-transition, and this person has said when they started wearing women's clothing, that's when their life started to improve. That's when certain issues were resolved. So this person is very vocal about their journey, sharing the before and after.
It is Monday night. It is Monday night. It is Monday night.
So it seems that even when people use the wrong pronouns by accident, they still want those people to be punished. They still want those people to be called out, to be named and shamed. So we're no longer allowed to say what we see in front of us. We're no longer allowed to say what our eyes are telling us, the reality of what is evident, staring us right in the face. We're no longer allowed to articulate that in case we offend, in case we fail to validate somebody's identity. And this is the same group, this is the same cult that expect us to take on certain terminology. It's as if biological males are more deserving of the word woman than biological females these days. If you don't accept the term cis, if you don't accept the term birthing person, you are a bigot. Even leftist Anna Kasparian has spoken out about this and how she's fed up of having certain terminology pushed upon her. That we have to accept their terminology, but we're not allowed to just state fact. So I want to react to this latest viral video involving this person going into restaurants and highlighting the plight of misgendering. Let's take a look.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay. The
So
Sweetwater
can I
starts at
yes,
okay.
sir?
Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir.
Oh, okay.
It just really sucks every time it happens.
Sorry about that.
I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know? Thank you. Did you call me sir? I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh.
It's just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir. Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. I feel like I need to tell him. I need to tell him that hurt. It hurts more when it's not intentional because it means like this is sir to him. I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not a sir.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it. It's just, it hurts. I know when people clock me, it's fine, but like it does kind of hurt. Thank you. I'm not sir.
Oh, sorry.
Not sir. Not sir. The guy who dropped the food off, he called me sir twice in a row.
Okay. I'll let him know that and
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So this person is going to restaurants and straight up snitching on the wait staff who are just simply trying to be polite. Now you can imagine working in a restaurant, you're saying sir and ma'am and miss all day long because great service starts with being polite, being personable, being approachable. And that's what they're working on all day long. So I would think that none of them were being malicious. None of them were intentionally misgendering, even though they have the right to say what they want to say when it comes to calling a man a man. But in this case, it doesn't look like the people there were actually intentionally misgendering. And I think this person knows this because in this situation, at least to the person's credit, they blurred out the people's faces. So if you were really victimized in these restaurants, if you were really traumatized at the hands of malicious, bigoted people, why would you blur their faces? You know full well that none of these people have done anything wrong. That's why you blurred their faces. But yeah, the video was still posted. Why? For sympathy, for attention. Even the people who follow this person had the same sentiments, saying that this wasn't deliberate, this wasn't malicious. And sometimes it's best not to assume. Men have been dressing flamboyantly for as long as we all can remember. Men who don't identify as trans, men who are perfectly happy being referred to as male, being referred to as he, him. But it's nothing out of the ordinary to see a man dressed in a certain way that could be considered flamboyant or feminine or outrageous. So some people aren't fazed when they see a man dressed a certain way and aren't going to make assumptions, aren't going to assume that they now need to regard this person as a woman. People don't typically gravitate towards that mindset naturally. And that's why this person is doing exactly what they're doing. They want to change people's mindsets. They want to re-educate people. They want to normalize this sort of thing. So let's take a look at some of the comments. I honestly think most of the time they are very apologetic and aren't sure what you're comfortable with. And some people don't experience this that often. So I do think these responses are a bit harsh. Like, I obviously understand the makeup and clothes would allow assumptions for people to say ma'am, but mistakes happen. It doesn't seem that they're deliberately trying to make you feel that way. Exactly. And someone said, yeah, I can understand where she is coming from, but they really did mean no harm by slipping up, Mistakes happen. Exactly. Most people don't know what to assume or to say, sir, ma'am, but either way, they do it out of respect and having manners. Exactly. And being raised, I was always taught, yes, ma'am, no, sir. So it's just habit. Exactly. Especially when you work in the service industry. Instinctively, you're going to respond with sir and ma'am. And this person knows full well that's what was going on here. And somebody with my sort of sense of humor said, oh my word, I hope you will be okay. How could something so terrible happen to you? And then someone said, I'm so sorry this happens. As a bartender, server, I try not to use any gendered language in case I get it wrong. And that's where we're at now. People just have to go around trying not to use pronouns because you're going to get yourself into trouble, especially when you get reported by such people to your management. But again, it's very hard to break that habit, and people shouldn't have to avoid using pronouns. But this is where we're at now, unfortunately. Someone said, so you're transitioning to a Karen. Why are you recording? In the hopes this happens and you can make someone out to be an a-hole and you play the victim. Manager, effing ridiculous. This is what this is all about. Seeking attention, playing victim, and garnering sympathy. When you choose to present yourself this way, you are a biological male, and I'm sorry, but as a biological male, you have to live in reality and you have to be realistic. You're going to get called sir. That's unavoidable. That's not going to change anytime soon because people see with their eyes and their mouth speaks. So rather than putting them on camera, learn to grow a thicker skin. In 2023, people have become so soft that they're unable to function in regular, normal society. And everyone else has to bend over backwards to accommodate them. Everyone else has to bend over backwards to validate somebody's so-called identity, to validate somebody's wants and desires. There are people who have lost their jobs for using the wrong pronouns or refusing to play this game. And someone said here, I'm sure none of them meant any harm, and you should feel comfortable enough in your own skin to not let others define you. And let's remember, radical leftists have no problem looking a black person in their face and telling them, you ain't black. If you don't vote a certain way, if you don't agree with their ideology. Well, thankfully, I'm comfortable with who I am. And clearly, if you're able to go around to restaurants all day, I'm assuming that you're earning a good living. Probably more than what these servers are earning. But you're going to people's place of work and trying to start something. You're going to their place of work and essentially trying to get them into trouble because they're not using the language that you want them to use to validate you. It's interesting how the people who claim to be victims, the people who claim to be against bullying and harassment, seem to be guilty of the very thing they claim to be against. And it is concerning that in 2023, people have gone soft and we've normalized it. People don't want to go to work because they were misgendered. People don't want to show up and do what they need to do because they were misgendered. This is where we're at now. People are taking all sorts of pills and medicating themselves in more ways than one because they're dealing with, being misgendered. It's very, very sad. So be secure in who you are. Don't expect other people to validate you because the rest of us have to accept that in life, sometimes people don't validate us. Sometimes people don't give us a pat on the back. Sometimes people can be mean. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and God willing, I will see you in the next video.